A reading from the first letter of Paul to the Corinthians. I urge you, brothers and sisters, in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that all of you agree in what you say, and that there be no divisions among you, but that you be united in the same mind and in the same purpose. For it has been reported to me about you, my brothers and sisters, by Chloe's people, that there are rivalries among you. I mean that each of you is saying, I belong to Paul, or I belong to Apollos, or I belong to Cephas, or I belong to Christ. Is Christ divided? Was Paul crucified for you? Or were you baptized in the name of Paul? For Christ did not send me to baptize, but to preach the gospel, and not with the wisdom of human eloquence, so that the cross of Christ might not be emptied of its meaning. The word of the Lord.
Our second reading for this Sunday is taken from the first letter of Paul to the Corinthians. We have been reflecting on the theme, Grace in the Most Unexpected Places. In the first reading from Isaiah, light is promised to shine on a people walking in darkness. Light will emanate from a degraded, despised, and ridiculed place, Galilee, the place of the Gentiles, the place of the pagans. Wow, what a surprise that God's light will come to the rest of the nation from that lowly place. In the second reading, we find the figures of Paul, Apollos, Cephas. Who are they? They are the great apostles, the great evangelizers of the early church. Cephas, even the prince of the apostles. Paul, the greatest of the apostles who went to the Gentiles. And Apollos, one of the great defenders of the faith, a great speaker. But we know they are ordinary human beings. And what a scandal that the first bearers of the good news were like them, especially Peter and Paul. Peter, who was a lowly Galilean from the place of darkness, lowly not only as a Galilean, but lowly as a fisherman. By place and by trade, Peter really amounted to nothing as a person. And worse, he even denied Jesus. He was so afraid of dying that he could not stand for Jesus when asked whether he was one of Jesus' companions. He betrayed Jesus. Paul, we know his background. As a zealous Pharisee, he found the movement of Jesus really a distortion of the faith of his people. He even cooperated in the death of the first Christians. These are not the people that you need to start the Church of Christ. These are not the people you need if you want to spread the good news of Christ. These are the people who might even be the cause of the lack of progress in evangelization. Yet, they were chosen by God. And we know they even offered their lives. They were martyred for Jesus. The second reading even brings to our attention something that was, no, unexpected. These lowly apostles, unworthy as they were, had following. So the Christian community got divided. Some were for Paul, some were for Apollos, some were for Cephas. And this is the wisdom of the sinner Paul. He knew that they were lowly missioners. He knew that they were unworthy apostles. And so he asked them, "In whose name were you baptized? Who offered his life for you? Paul? Apollos? Cephas? No, Jesus Christ." And this is something unexpected. Paul, who was very particular about his zeal, the purity of the law, now would say, "I'm not the one who matters, Jesus Christ." Whether Paul, Apollos, or Cephas, we are lowly servants. We are lowly apostles. Turn your eyes to Jesus. He is the one who really matters. Look at the journey of Paul. This is quite unexpected. Unexpected to begin with, because the one who used to persecute the church is now its greatest defender. Someone who used to ridicule Jesus and who generated fear among the Christians now is the great proclaimer of the gospel of Jesus. And to make our surprise complete, he considers himself now not as a competitor of Jesus, but a mere servant of Jesus. Oh, grace found in unexpected people like Paul, Apollos, and Simon Peter.